Welcome to the SHA Podcast, presented by Direct West.
Welcome back to another installment of the SHA Podcast, presented by Direct West. As always, I'm your host, Jake Murray, and today we're joined by Team Saskatchewan's female under-18 team head coach, Nolan Horvath, and assistant coach, Colleen Sestorix. Team Saskatchewan travels to Carman, Manitoba for an exhibition game before they open the 2019 Female U18 National Championship in Winkler, Manitoba on November 5th. Nolan, Colleen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Colleen, can you tell us a little bit about what the U18 Nationals are for our listeners that may not be familiar with this tournament?
Sure, of course, Jake. But before I say that, I just want to say a quick congratulations to the U16 boys team who just won the gold at the WHL Cup over this past weekend. So we're hoping to use their momentum for our team as we move towards the national championships.
For sure, the boys are really pumped about that win. That was a big one for the guys.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting and nice to see those bright gold medals around their necks for sure. So our U18 national championships, it's the opportunity for the top female players to compete for the Canadian title for their respective provinces or regions. It provides those players with the highest level of competition, and so they get to test themselves against other great players across our country. And it's actually a great opportunity for our players to be seen by different scouts from U Sports, NCAA, Hockey Canada, because soon they'll be graduating out of this U18 level. Just a little history of the tournament. It's been held 12 times on an annual basis, except for the years that there is a Canada Games. And as I was doing research for you, I looked back over it, and unfortunately Saskatchewan has been held out of the medals, but hopefully on the coattails of the boys, we're going to work to rectify that.
Great. So, Nolan, let's talk a little bit about this year's team and the competition you guys will be facing into the tournament here. I know there are some returning players this year and several ladies that have played together on their club teams. Do you think that camaraderie or familiarity is going to help you guys going in?
Yeah, I think I know we're really excited with the group making up this year's team. We have an experienced group of defensemen with experience at the national level. We have 2 returning goalies from last year's Canada Winter Games team. So how that experience is huge for us as coaches and for the rest of the girls as well. I know up front, while we're rookies in a sense at the national level, we've got a group with a great skill set and that can not only compete at the level, but I think we'd be successful. So I think overall, when we look at the makeup of our team, we have 20 girls who can play a significant role or who play a significant role in their current club teams. But as a unit, I think we can find success at this national level. So we'll definitely be led or need to lead by committee, which I'm more than fine with, as I think it forces us to be a much better team as opposed to looking to a group looking for 1 or 2 players to do everything for them. So happy with what we have. And as far as the competition goes, like Colleen mentioned, there was opportunities for these girls to play at another level, whether it's the NCAA or U Sport level. And a lot of these teams each team's going to have a lot of players that are capable. So the talent pool it's going to be good. It'll be a great experience for us. And we're looking forward to the challenge.
For sure. Now, Colleen, you're no stranger to high-intensity tournaments. You've won gold medals at multiple world championships and an Olympic gold medal. What kind of advice have you given to the ladies as they prepare to head into these high-intensity tournaments like this one?
Yeah, well, it's wonderful to have the opportunities to play in the tournament that you mentioned, but it's also a great opportunity for me to see it from this side, from the coaching staff side, and how that the players prepare. I think that what's kind of important about short-term competitions is that it's the preparation, and that starts months in advance. This preparation put in by the players, by the staff, by SHA over the last months will pay us dividends, because as we begin the tournament, we don't have the ice times, the games, the days, they go by quickly, and each single one is important. So the biggest advice I would give the players, or hope to give the players, is that not to dwell too much on a bad mistake or a bad shift or a bad game, because we don't have the luxury of a long playoff series like the NHL. We just sort of have to park it and move forward. So if we can stay in the moment and do what's needed in that moment and then move on to the next moment, I think we'll just see our successes grow and grow and grow.
Absolutely. Nolan, as head coach of last season's under-16 program, you are joined by 6 players that are also graduated to this year's U18 team. Does knowing these players from last year help you to motivate the newcomers from this year's roster?
Yeah, I think so. Coming into a short-term event like Nationals and being familiar with the players can definitely be an advantage for everyone, not just from an on-ice perspective, but what is expected off-ice as well. I also think it helps put the players at ease a little more and lets them get over the initial period of wondering what things will be, what is expected of them, and how coaches interact with the players. You know, as coaches, we're always looking for ways to connect with the players as individuals and as a team. So knowing what worked and where opportunities exist to connect with a new group is definitely an advantage. You know, regardless, it's always a challenge when as coaches we look how best to connect and motivate teams, but that's also the fun part and something enjoyable coaching and being part of SHA's high performance program.
Definitely. Now let's talk about the coaching staff unit here. Nolan, you being an assistant coach of the U.S. Huskies and a skills and skating instructor for Mind Body Hockey. Colleen, with your extensive hockey background, and we have and you have coached for the U of R Cougars, and still do actually this year as well, don't you?
Yep.
Joining you is the two assistant coaches, Jean Fauchon, who also is Huskies coaching staff, and assistant coach Noel Kingwell, who has an extensive background in coaching and has been with the SAS First program for a number of years. Is there any advice that you can give our younger coaches out there as they prepare to enter higher intensity tournaments like this one that you're about to go to?
As far as advice goes to younger coaches, I mean, the things that I have taken away from my experiences within coaching, but also with SHA's high performance program has been, you know, definitely don't overcoach. In the end, you need to focus on little things, and you can't overwhelm the kids. You need to let them play, and you do what you can to help make them successful, but definitely don't overload it. I've also found a huge value in just asking others who've been there. I've reached out to a lot of the coaches at all different levels leading up to the national event, and each of them have provided some great advice and experience of, you know, maybe what they wish they would have done or what worked for them, both, again, when we're talking on ice, systems or tactics, and then also just how to connect with the teams themselves. But also as a coach, knowing what I need to expect, you know, what are some other things going on off the ice, so that, you know, really we look at, you know, we're being prepared for everything that's in our control, I guess, and also things that, you know, we might need to prepare that are not in our control.
For sure. Colleen, do you have anything to add to that?
Not very much to add. I guess advice I have to younger coaches out there, even though I'm not young in years, I feel like I'm a younger person when it comes to coaching. So I think with every opportunity that you're on the ice or get to attend a tournament or any moment that you're with your team is an opportunity to learn. And I hope that I can do that moving forward in my coaching career. And if as a coaching unit throughout Saskatchewan, we can all take those opportunities to learn, then that's going to help all of our players at every level, so that we can get more of these medals that we're searching for in Morden Winkler.
For sure. Well, Nolan, Colleen, I know you're both really busy this week getting the team ready to head to Carman and to Winkler for the tournament. So I want to thank you both for taking the time to come on and talk to us, and good luck at the upcoming tournament.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This has been another installment of the SHA podcast. I'm your host, Jake Murray, and that was Team Saskatchewan's head coach, Nolan Horvath, and assistant coach, Colleen Sasoric.
This has been an SHA podcast presented by Direct West, the Saskatchewan Hockey Association, shaping character for life, more than a game.